3, 2, 1.
Batter up team for another season of Ready, Sweat, Go! Let's hit it out of the park in Season 3 as we learn about different sports and how they relate to fitness. Each episode will take you through different sports along with their connections to everything you've been learning about fitness. Fitness is super important for playing sports because it helps you perform at your best, prevents injuries, and helps you recover quickly after playing. Being fit helps you develop better skills, stay mentally healthy, and have more confidence when playing your favorite sports. The goal of this unit, as a whole, is to shine a spotlight on the importance fitness has in sports and the wonderful benefits sports can have on your fitness. Today's agenda starts off with Justin as he takes us through the structure of baseball and softball. Then we will head to B for some safety tips before heading to the field. Finally, Coach Chloe will lead us through a workout relating to the 7 fundamental body movements on the sports of baseball and softball. Batter up!
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Woo! It is fun being in front of the camera. I can see why the cast gets so distracted. Oh, we're live. Hey there. Welcome back to Just Move with Justin. Today's lesson is all about baseball and softball. Let's start with America's favorite pastime, baseball. Okay, imagine a game where the main goal is to hit a ball with a bat, and then run around a series of bases to score runs, which are like points. Sounds fun, right? That's baseball. Let's break it down. The game is played with 2 teams on a diamond-shaped field with 4 bases. These are known as home, first, second, and third base. The object of the game is to score runs by making full laps around the bases. But the opposing team won't make it that easy. Like many sports, it takes 2 teams to play a game of baseball. Each team has 9 players on the field at a time. One team is on offense, meaning they're batting or hitting the ball, while the other is on defense, or fielding. The roles switch after the team at bat gets 3 outs. Once both teams have 3 outs, 1 inning is completed. After 9 innings, the team with the most runs is the winner. But how does a team get an out? Well, there are 4 basic ways that you can get a player on the other team out: a strikeout, a flyout, a ground out, and a tag out. You might have heard of a strikeout before. If a batter swings and misses the ball, they receive a strike. 3 strikes and you're out. The other types of outs occur after the batter has hit the ball. If the other team catches the ball without it hitting the ground, it's a flyout. If the ball is thrown to a base before the batter reaches it, it's a ground out. Finally, if the batter is tagged by the ball while between bases, that's called a tag out. And those are the basics of baseball. Of course, as you study the game more, you'll find many more rules and opportunities for strategy. But now let's move on to softball, which is very similar to baseball with a few key differences. The first difference between baseball and softball is the size of the ball. A baseball is smaller and harder, while a softball is larger and, well, softer. The next difference is in bat size. Baseball bats are typically shorter and thicker than softball bats. These are most often made of wood, aluminum, or composite materials. Softball bats are longer and thinner. Additionally, baseball fields are generally larger. The distance between bases varies, but it's often 90 feet in professional baseball. Softball fields are smaller, and the distance between bases is usually 60 feet. Let's talk pitching. Pitching in baseball is done overhand or sidearm, and the pitcher stands on a raised mound. Softball can be played with two different types of pitching: fast pitch and slow pitch. Fast pitch is done underhand using a windmill motion, and slow pitch is where the underhand toss is more of a gentle arc. There are also some differences in the gameplay. In baseball, a full game takes 9 innings. Each inning includes both teams getting a chance to bat and field, and at the end of the 9 innings, the team with the most runs wins. Baseball games can be shorter in some amateur or youth leagues, though. On the other hand, softball games are generally 7 innings long, though this can also vary based on the league. Despite these differences, the core objective of both games is the same: hit the ball, run the bases, and score some runs. Whether you choose to play baseball or softball, both are a lot of fun and offer great opportunities for teamwork and skill development. Before you swing for the fences, let's head over to B for some ball field safety tips.
That segment was a home run, Justin. It's time to step up to the plate and learn some safety tips and habits to consider before you hit the bases. Let's start off with some general precautions that are necessary no matter what sport you head out to play. Tip number 1. It's a good idea to start off with a gentle warm-up and some light stretching. This will help to prevent injury. Some light cardio, such as going for a 5-minute jog or even jumping rope for 5 minutes, will help to get your muscles warm before you start a game. It's also a good idea to warm up some of the moves you might be doing. In this case, you might want to consider throwing a baseball back and forth to warm up your upper body. Tip number 2. Make sure you are and stay hydrated. We talked about the importance of hydration back in Season 1. Being well hydrated helps to avoid any possible heat-related illnesses, especially if you are playing any sports that might take place in the hot weather, like baseball or softball. Tip number 3. Be aware of your surroundings. This goes for the players as well as the fans. This is especially important for baseball and softball when a ball is in play. Being aware of your surroundings could help prevent injuries as well as provide for an awesome experience of catching a fly ball.
Heads up!
Phew! Now, let's talk a little bit about equipment safety, starting off with helmets. Batters, base runners, and some defensive players should always wear helmets to protect against head injuries from errant pitches, hits, or thrown balls. Next up, catcher's gear. The catcher is positioned behind the batter, so they have the highest risk of getting hit by a ball. Thus, catchers should wear full protective gear, including a mask, chest protector, shin guards, and a protective cup for male players. Some players might choose to wear a mouth guard, which can protect against dental injuries. It is also important that you wear a mitt if you are playing defense. Baseballs are hard and can be thrown or hit at very high speeds. A mitt helps to protect the hand from injury when catching the ball. And finally, it is important to wear the proper footwear. Cleats provide the necessary grip when running on dirt and grass, reducing the risk of slips and falls. Now, I know there might be plenty of questions running through your mind. How do I play baseball or softball by myself? How is this possible if I don't have access to equipment or a field? Let's head over to Coach Chloe as she helps us develop essential baseball and softball skills at home through her workouts and fitness. Coach Chloe!
Hey, it's me again, Coach Chloe. So far,
You've learned a lot about the 7 fundamental body movements, as well as many different exercises that utilize each of those movements. Today we are going to talk about how each of the 7 fundamental body movements are utilized in baseball and softball. Starting with push. This movement is utilized when a player throws the ball. The pushing action comes from the arm and shoulder extending to release the ball. Next, let's move on to pull. The back arm in a batting stance often pulls to generate power for the swing. Moving on to the squat. Catchers spend much of the game in a squatting position. Fielders may also squat to field ground balls. Next up, a lunge. Players might lunge when they are running toward a base or when they want to catch a ball that's just out of reach. The hinge. This motion is common when players bend at the hips to pick up a ball from the ground. It's also a component of the batting stance and swing. Now, let's talk about rotation. Batting involves a powerful rotation of the hips and torso. Throwing and pitching also incorporate rotational movements. And finally, gait. Players use this fundamental movement when they are running the bases, jogging out to their position, or chasing down a fly ball. Keeping all of that information in mind, let's talk about today's workout. These movements are going to mimic what you might see or do while playing a game of baseball or softball. Starting with gait, we will jog in place, just as you would do if you were running the bases. As you jog, you should be staying in the same place. Get your arms moving and pick up your feet. Now, try jogging in place with me. Ready? Go! Next, let's incorporate some rotation. To mimic swinging a bat, we will be performing trunk twists. Start by standing up straight with your feet hip-width apart. Place your hands on your hips, and without moving your feet, you are going to twist from one side to the other, like this. Let's try 6 trunk twists together. Each side equals 1 repetition. Ready? Go! Our last movement in today's workout is tempo squats. Don't worry, you already know how to do this. By adding the word tempo in front of squats, that just means we are going to perform them in slow motion. Start with your feet in your squat stance. Rather than just dropping into the bottom of your squat, you should move in slow motion and take 3 seconds to reach the bottom position. 1, 2, 3. Once you reach the bottom position of your squat, you are going to hold this position for 3 seconds before you stand up, just like a catcher. 1, 2, 3. You do not have to stand back up in slow motion. Watch as I complete 2 tempo squats. Now, you try with me. Let's complete 2 tempo squats together. Ready? Go! Excellent! Today's workout is going to be a 3-minute AMRAP of a 15-second jog in place, 10 trunk twists, and 3 tempo squats. Remember, don't rush the squats. All of these moves mimic those that you might see or do in a game of baseball or softball. By performing these moves, we are strengthening the same muscles that are used while playing. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Excellent work! Now you are ready to bring the heat and steal some bases. As you grab some water and cool down, let's head back to the locker room.
Thanks, Coach Chloe. I think we are ready to swing for the fences. As they say, Caroline is out of here. See you next time.